Nativerobin, and today we're going to make a delicious 2-bean chili that's just wonderful for a fall or cold winter day when you're watching football or just enjoying the afternoon with a cold beer. So this is my version of a 2-bean chili. Check it out. The ingredients are pretty straightforward. I'm going to put in 2 cans of diced tomatoes. Now you can get these chili flavored, and that's kind of a help. 1 can of tomato sauce. 2 beans. I got pinto beans and kidney beans, and that's the main. I'm going to put in a couple pounds of ground beef, and for seasoning we got chili powder, salt, black pepper, these to taste. We've got ground cumin, and we've got garlic. Now you could use some kind of cayenne flakes you can buy, but I have a big bag of dehydrated peppers from this year, and I'll just munch up some dehydrated cayenne peppers into it. So the first step is pretty basic. We're going to brown the hamburger, grind it up, and drain it. Break it up a little and get this going. Now I like fat, or I like ground beef that's got a high fat content because it tastes better. And I'm going to drain off the excess fat anyway. So where I'd probably use 1.5 pounds of lean meat, I use probably a couple of pounds of more inexpensive hamburger with a higher fat content. Hey, we're getting pretty close. We'll get this finished up, and then we'll drain it and get it in the crock pot. Now that we got the hamburger done and drained, I'm going to go ahead and put it in a crock pot and start adding the ingredients. We got the diced tomatoes, 2 cans. Again, those are chili flavored, just something I like to do. Also have a regular can of sauce. But I like everything to be real tomatoey. We got our can of pinto beans, undrained, and a can of red kidney beans, undrained. Okay, well, I can mix these up, kind of get this going here a little bit. Okay, for spices I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cumin, your taste. But don't go loading it up with a bunch of chili powder and then throwing a bunch of hot peppers in it, because the combination will be just too hot for most people to eat. This is a big crock pot. It's a 5 quart, so I'm going to make sure I go big and put the 3 in. Okay, now salt and pepper is to taste. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a little in now and then check it as it's cooking. Pepper and some salt. There we go. Good looking chili. Okay, a couple of ingredients that I had neglected to talk about was a sweet onion. Now I'm not going to put a whole big one in there, but I'll put at least a cup, maybe 1.5 cups of minced up. I like onion cut small. And of course, you got to use a green pepper in there. And then on top of all that, I'll use a couple of dehydrated cayenne peppers. Here's my minced up onions. Let's add them. Now I'm going to chop up this pepper and add it. Okay, that's my peppers all cut up. Add those. Now for some garlic. Okay, so I got 3 garlic cloves, plus there was a little piece, so I went ahead and grabbed it too. Never can have too much. I'm gonna stick them in my garlic press. It's pretty awesome. Just put it in there like this. Have a little press on there. Out comes fresh garlic. Out comes fresh garlic. Okay, now the last thing we're gonna add is a couple of dehydrated cayennes. Just crumple those bad boys up in there. Okay, now, so we're gonna stir this up. We're gonna put it on high for a couple of hours, let it get going real good. Probably kick it down on low and just let it simmer. Tonight we'll have some awesome 2-bean chili. Okay, so we'll let this stew for a couple hours and I'll get back and show what it looks like when it's all done. Okay, so it's been in the crock pot stewing on high for about 3.5 hours or so. I'm gonna crick it down to low and just kind of let it stew all evening and just come in and get bowls of it every now and then while I'm watching football and stuff. But here's what it looks like. Lift the old crock pot lid up. Pretty good. Go ahead and fix me a little bowl of it. Okay, that moment of truth. You never know if it's gonna be too spicy for your friends or just right. Ah, perfect chili on a nice cool fall day. Of course, you always want to accompany that with a nice cold beer. Yeah. Well, that's my version of a 2-bean chili. Now, feel free to take the recipe. I'm going to put a description in the description of the video and make it your own. Add more peppers, take away peppers, do things like that. I will say this chili is good leftover. You can freeze it in bowls in your freezer and it holds up pretty good that way too. This is Nativerobin. Until next time, happy trails.